Denard Robinson comes back to Michigan. Former Michigan quarterback Denard Robinson is joining Wolverine staff as an assistant director of player personnel Anthony Wright. Shoelace is back is the topic. That's the subject heading. I'm excited to see this. You saw last year, you saw Ron Bellamy come back and assistant defensive back coach. Now he's the wide receivers coach. You see Mike Hart come back, coach the running backs. He's associate head coach and also running backs coach. You see the players starting to come back, and that's how you win. That's how you win. You look at around the country. You look at your Alabamas. You look at your Oklahomas, especially your Ohio States. I know this one for sure. They always bring their former guys back. Like, that's how you win in institutions. You got to bring the former guys back. You got to have that connector piece. When I was at Michigan in 2003, my junior year, 2004, my senior year, you'll recognize some of these names. Sam Sword was on the staff with us. Chris Floyd, fullback. Sam Sword, who was a captain and defensive lineman, All-American, got drafted by the Oakland Raiders then, now the Vegas Raiders now. They were on the staff. Big Thomas Gwines was in the weight room with us, offensive lineman, back when they won the national championship. Just seeing those guys around, man, you can talk to them, pick their brains. Hey, what was Michigan like? Hey, what's Lloyd like? I have this situation ongoing with Lloyd. How do I approach this? Having those guys around was invaluable, man. And then they're the connected piece because now they bring other former players back. Like Denard's now on the staff. Courtney Morgan's, he's the head player personnel. They brought him back when they brought Ron back. He was on the staff when I was there. I mean, he was on the team when I was there. When you have guys that are on the team back in the day that can connect to your institutions, that's how you get guys involved, and that's how you keep the lineage going. Very, very excited for this move.
This guy was a human highlight film, and Alex, you could roll some of the B-roll on him, but this guy, how much would he have made now, Bray, on NIL?
$5 million.
Yeah, this guy
easy.
was something.
$5 million.
He was a video game, man.
He finished 1,600 yards, 49 touchdowns. He finished 4,200 rushing yards, and another 40 touchdowns rushing. He was amazing, and he went to Michigan at a time where Michigan was struggling. Michigan was struggling.
Yep.
He
was hit.
You end the Lloyd Carr era, the Rich Rod era, then the Brady Hoke era. He came in right in the middle of Rich Rod and Brady Hoke. They went to the Sugar Bowl. They won that year. He was All-American 2010. But it's different than that. You had guys that have come through and before. You've had your Lamar Woodleys. You had your Mike Harts. Since then, you've had Jabril Preppers. You've had a couple of these other guys. But nobody did it like Denard. Denard did it. Denard made you watch Michigan. You wanted to see if he was going to explode against Notre Dame. You wanted to see what he was going to do to an Ohio State, beating both of those teams in his career. He was just different. Like, watching him was very different than watching other athletes.
The fact that he already had like an item attached to his nickname shows that
Shoelace.
NIL. Yeah, he could have cut a deal with the Shoelace company for millions of dollars like that, just because of his nickname alone. Not even counting his play on the field. So yeah, he definitely should have cashed in on that NIL if that was available back in the day. But how do you feel about him taking this position? Somebody in the chat was just commenting that he's going to help steal some recruits from Florida because he's a Florida boy.
Yeah, because he's Florida born, he's a Florida guy, but also how he's going to talk to the recruits is just he's a guy that was there. He's a guy that's been in. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Okay.
He knows how to speak the university up, graduated with honors. Like, this guy's intelligent as well. He understands what Michigan needs. He understands why he's been hired in this role. He understands that, I'm in this role to talk to players, to talk to families, to talk to coaches, try to get them to come to Michigan. And while players are there, keep them happy. You talked about Jim Harbaugh having to re-recruit throughout the year, man. You talk about him he's got to re-recruit players during the season, keep them happy so they don't leave, so they don't jump in the transfer portal. You got a guy like Shoelace that's talking to these players daily, talking to them. He's kind of doing that legwork for Harbaugh during the season. Guys that he can see are going through small points or maybe a little unhappy. Talk to him because he went through a little back and forth with the quarterback situation. Is it Devin Gardner? Is it Denard Robinson? They ultimately decided on Denard, made Devin a wide receiver, but he's been through that, so he can talk to guys. He's a key piece to keep guys happy during the season.
Not only that, he's had NFL experience. He's with the Jacksonville Jaguars for a number of years, I think almost in this same position. So I'm looking forward to having him come back, and who knows, maybe he gets on that coaching staff somehow down the line.
Yeah, and it always helps recruiting when you're on the cover of a video game, too. Like that these kids grew up playing.
The last NCAA.
They're coming out with the new one, though.
But right now, he's still on the last
Put him
NCAA
back on
cover.
it.
There you go.
I know, right?
Throwback. So Denard Robinson back where he belongs at the great University of Michigan.
You've reached the end of the video. You know what you should do? Press like. You know you like the content that we have here at Woodward Sports Network. I'm Braylon Edwards from the bottom line. Subscribe to us right now.